and oh, that's a long one. It's kind of interesting though. Playing against blue-white control might be relevant for tomorrow too. I think there was like not much I could do in the first game. I drew my opening hand was kind of good, but then I drew 2 push and never drew another land. Like this turn, like he plays another set. If I draw a land here, I'm like not in great shape because he has Cast Out and Wrath of God. I don't have that many lands, but at least I can kill Narset. I think I probably win actually if I draw a land this turn. Oh, probably I'm muted. Forgot to mute myself. Did you feel more comfortable in Historic or Standard? I think Standard just because the games are a bit easier. No. Everyone has a plan until the pigeon shop. Dude, thank you so much for the $10. Classic, the rich get richer. So yeah, I missed my window, and then basically I played the entire game from behind. I'm like kind of in it still. Like I feel like, and he has castle, he has a bamf. I feel like there was like, maybe if he breaks. But like game one is like pretty abysmal against control. You can get some lucky wins, but you're almost gonna lose game one and almost always gonna win the sideboard games. Like pretty straightforward in and out. You just basically board out all the removal, bring in everything else. I'm more or less worried about decks. Yeah, I mean, it's all like Sultai and blue-eyed control, right? And control decks. It's like... I'm not sure what I was hoping for in Historic. I guess like maybe Auras or... But like, Goblins is tough. Sultai mid-range mirror match. Brad beat me, but I think it's like close. Mirror match, mirror match. Mirror match, mirror match, mirror match. Goblins, mirror match. It's literally like... I mean, I guess maybe if this guy makes it in, that's good for me, Jund Sacrifice. So it's gonna be tough tomorrow. It's gonna be tough. No alert? I heard the alert. Oh, the desktop audio is off because I'm like a monster. Has there been no audio the whole time on the alerts? I think so. Well, I'll play the alert for you. Wow. There was just the no sound. Toss a coin to your streamer, oh valley of Twitch chat, oh valley of Twitch chat, oh oh oh.
This is a test donation for $53. Oh.
Hey Oliver, Tristan, everyone. Thanks. Too many nice messages. Yeah, the test messages are very generous. This is another game. This was like a really close one too. This match almost went to time. I almost did the classic where... Yeah. So I decide to... Wait, oh yeah. I was gonna say, why can't I see this again? I decide to Thoughtseize and try to draw a land, I guess. And then I decide to take the Shark Typhoon because the other stuff is all sorcery speed and he's also stuck on lands. Apparently I do in fact can keep getting away with it. I don't know, it's just a meme, right? People say he can't keep getting away with it. I don't know, did I mess up the grammar? Thought it was kind of funny. Holy Diva likes to say that he can't keep getting away with it. I thought it was kind of funny. Maybe it's not. I think it is. Okay, let's see. I want to make sure. They're not showing. Someone tell me if they showed a Sperling match on the main cast. So don't draw land, end up cycling, and now I'm like, I mean, I guess I drew the rest file so I can say go one more time. Yeah, it was really weird. I got paired against PV in round 14, was kind of like a fake winning in. And I guess we were secondary feature match. Top 8 is historic. I kind of wish it was standard because I didn't lose a match in standard. I went 8-0, but apparently Food did. Food had the worst win rate yesterday on day one. Had like 44% win rate. Damn you, Tristan, just tanking the stats. That's like a tough one. I decided to take an R set because it's a cheap threat. Like I figure like if he draws a bunch of lands, maybe he can force an R set through as a backup counter, and I don't even know, maybe that was bad. I think taking Censor is reasonable, honestly. I think I was considering Censor. I don't know if you guys want to go for this match. It's kind of interesting though. It's relevant tomorrow to more than the standard matches. But yeah. This matchup's all about ramping into Shark Typhoon. That's how you win the games. Like, they're so bad against that plan of ramping into big sharks. I think I actually played this match really well. Here, it was kind of cool. I don't know. I quote-unquote baited him into countering that. Like, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Obviously, you don't play your land first, but I'm not sure he would have countered if he knew for sure I had a land. So I was kind of happy to get a counter out of his hand. I figured he drew Censor or Veto, but I was like, I have to use my mana and start jamming and hope he stumbles. So yeah. Wait, did he... I don't know, he just didn't have a counter? Oh yeah, he had Lentiferry. Yeah, I'm done. I thought that was an option, but I was okay with it, I guess. Because like, if I don't counter that, he can just say go and have nothing. So it's not even like I have a choice, really. Like, he played it the way he was supposed to, and I played it the way I was supposed to. And then here, instead of jamming Nessas or Krasis, I'm gonna just start playing Uro as much as I can. Like, before he draws another Narset, or before he draws an answer. Thoughts, he actually ends up adding up. Like, as long as you don't fall too far behind in these sideboard games, and it's not like, you know, they have Teferi and Narset or whatever, you can always come, as long as you don't fall too far behind, you can always come back with a bunch of big sharks. Hey J-Bro, hey Quig, hey everyone. So, like, definitely this game is looking grim because he has Teferi and I'm, like, stuck with kind of a clunky hand, but at least I can't draw that card. And at this point, I think I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose. I think he probably got a bit unlucky. I think maybe he, like, didn't maximize with Castle Eater. Maybe that's wrong, though. So I start with Uro. Probably don't have enough cards to bring it back from my graveyard, you know. And basically it's just classic, you know. At this point you just have to start jamming spells and hope something sticks. So I pulse it. He vetoes it. He had 5 castle in his list, too. That's kind of rough, 5 castles. I guess Fieloverin would be tough, too. So yeah, just keep trying to play around this Disdainful Stroke as much as I can. Try and get value out of my Uro all I can. Still pretty sure I'm gonna lose at this point, but maybe there's a chance. Get rid of a Teferi. I guess at some point he ran out of gas. Nah, he had 0 commit to memory. He had a super clean list, quote unquote. He was playing like no Chef, no Mind Stones, just 4 Censor, 4 Absorb, 4 Teferi, 2 Narset, 4 Shark Typhoon main deck, 4 Wrath of God, 2 Cage in the main, 2 Narset. He had like 2 or 3. Oh, he had 4 Cast Out actually. That was his like That's his build. Forecast out for the Nissa, I guess. Doesn't seem that great against goblins though, but I guess it cycles against goblins. I don't know. I'm kind of a decent elimination fan, especially in the sideboard games. Elimination, when you're playing Drago, having more than just your 4 sharks is pretty big. So I play this, and I cycle this land, yeah. And just playing Nissa is so bad. So I play Uro, figured I can go double Nissa next turn. This was a really cool game, actually. I don't know. I'm not sure he lost a match in Historic. He did really well in Historic. I mean, he did really well overall, but maybe his build is just, he kind of, solved it with the 4 cast outs, 4 sensor, just all the cycling cards, and then he has a ton of answers to Nissa, and he's got a ton of answers to other people's planeswalkers. And this is where I start slowly getting back ahead in the game. What's going on with Croakies? This is at the point where I just sequence pretty decently. I jam a Nissa, and then I decide to say go to ambush a shark. Because I figured, it pressures the Teferi, so he needs to answer it, and it's just using my mana efficiently. And I think it's a bit better if he had another counterspell. I mean, it's kind of obvious I have it, I guess, but to another shark. I think he kind of breaks a bit. He has a baffling end. All right, life coach, good night. Yeah, I only recorded like 3 or 4 matches because I was like secondary and tertiary feature match. It was kind of, I didn't record, but then I was never really on the feature match except towards the very end. And that's what's kind of nice after a sideboard, like as long as they don't have Narsets, you just have so much action. But he had 4 Narset after a sideboard, so that's definitely scary. He's down to 1 card, so now I know I can just go double. The plan's probably just to go double Nissa at this point, and then that resolve, and then more and more monsters, and then I find more counters, and I win the game with a bunch of Shark Typhoon. Sideboard is like super straightforward, just board out all the removal, bring in all the cards that do something. The Madness rebroadcast was gas? Yeah, Madness is gas. Who else was on the stream? I'm guessing he wasn't alone. Barkley won his match. That is... I'm not sure. I'm also not sure if I'd rather play a Sultai Mirror match or play against that blue-white control deck. I think it's pretty close. So this is really the turn where I'm like, I remember I was like one-time dealer, because if I draw untap land here, it's just so good. I get to go Uro and ramp, and then he can't just go like Narset or else I go Nissa and kill it right away. So that was like such a huge draw step. I think if I hit untap land here, I'd probably win the game. Kind of shows you like, and this game's gonna go long. This game's gonna go long, but if I draw untap land here, I just almost always win, I think. Oh, you guys are memeing with Crokies because of the guy from Scotland? Wait, what the hell are these standings? Why is Mengucci?
Tomas Picorni actually has the chance to win the very first Pro Tour he has
Wait,
ever
Mengucci
played.
made it?
This is so cool.
I didn't even realize Mengucci was in contention. Dude, Mengucci
Four
mize on the
members of
breakers.
MPL,
Insane.
1 member of the Rivals League, and 3 challengers in our top 8. 3 challengers trying to make their mark here at this championship.
No one
Wow,
knows,
what an
dude. It's
incredible
okay.
top 8. We have so much exciting stuff coming tomorrow. But first, we've got to wrap up day 2 of competition here and put a bow on it. We need a card of the day. For that, I turn to Monty.
For me, the card of the day is Questing Beast. We saw this card back-to-back rounds just beat.
Questing Beast is awful. What's he talking about? So I think this I just have to play this Crisis in the dark, not knowing. Yeah, Andre missed. Andre was drawing dead if he lost. He had like abysmal tiebreakers. He was close to 0% to make it in if he lost. Unfortunately for him. Yeah, Mengucci, what a miser out of nowhere. Oh, that means that Sperling lost his last round. Alright, so I play Crisis. He plays well, he counters it because he knows he has Nissa and maybe I'm supposed to jam here, just Nissa, just kind of say fuck it, but I feel like I'm still okay if I don't. Or did I know about the stroke actually? Maybe I just literally knew about the stroke. Alright, basically this game goes on forever, but basically at this point I'm not even that bad, despite the fact he has Teferi and Narset because I have my own Narset. So basically we get at a point where whoever draws Shark Typhoon first is a massive favorite, I think. And he draws a Shark Typhoon first, unfortunately. To be fair, he had like maybe White Castle was pretty good for him too. Like at this point, I think I'm still okay. But I think, is that the turn? Yeah, he drew the first Shark Typhoon. It was frustrating too because I Narset. I mean, we both have 4. And then the game went on for a while, but basically I was like always behind. Then what was it? So I won the first round of day 1 against John Sack Trail against Chuza. It was really close though. Like I won 2-0, but both games were kind of close. Then I lost. Then I lost again the mirror match against Sultai against Luca Magni. He was playing 4-color. I think he played fine and he just outdrew me. Back to standard. I don't think these standard matches are very interesting. Salvato's list, I just absolutely not drew him. I think you have to keep. I have like lands, wolf, and game 1 I have all these 6 drops, you know. I've been trimming the 6 drop a lot. I draw pretty much the best card I could draw, I think, right away. I think Kogla, maybe Vivian. Top 8, I think, starts at the same time. Hey, Grizzle Bear, who's your second favorite player or other favorite player? Have I enjoyed the split format of these events? It's pretty challenging to test for. I got lucky with my standard deck to just pick a deck and do well with it. I actually put a lot more work in Historic. He goes into tank. I just play Wolf. I have a great curve. I draw Vivian. I mean, this game's like Wicked Wolf. Kogla is just insane against them. Bearded Husky back-to-back raids. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much. Hope you had a good stream. Yeah, too bad it's not like standard because I think like a lot of the top 8 players are actually on Gruul now. Autumn is Gruul. Jan Moritz Merkel is Gruul. We got Dimir Control. That's probably not too bad for me though. Got another food deck, 2 food decks, and then Dimir Rogues, but the Zarazan version. And then Menguchi's playing Esper Doom. It would have been the greatest field for me. Sultai would probably be more skill intensive. I don't know, Standard can be skill intensive. As this game goes on for a little while, but I mean. And then I sideboard. I think the fight cards are kind of bad in them against Gruul. I think you just want more trolls actually. I get saying how like 4 trolls is way too many in the main deck and you just want 5-6 drops, but honestly these against rogues, troll is nice. It's much better than Kogla. Because if you ever get to resolve a troll, you usually have another one in the graveyard and then it's just GG. Alright, so he goes 1-2 and I'm like, well that kind of sucks. But then he literally just misses his first land drop and yeah, game's super over. Not very fun games for him. Oh, that was like a bloodbath. Actually, that was like, I'll show you a turn where I really messed up and almost got punished. Yeah, I was like, what was my opening hand? Did I already have like, I had a really strong opening hand, obviously, kind of the nuts. And then I just recarried it, and then I potentially turned 3 Vivian if he didn't have a removal, and he didn't have a removal, and I mean, obviously turn 3 Vivian on the play, things are gonna go well. Like, I could still get incredibly unlucky, and he could have, like... It was actually ironic, too, because he was playing no Questing Beast, and he was playing 3 Vivian main deck, and I was super scared. And then Salvato had 3 Shieldbreaker in his main deck, so they had kind of, you know, decent card choices against me, but it just didn't matter, because I just not drew them. This game's like, you know, he does find a great henge, but I find Kogla, I go minus Kogla, Wicked Wolf your Ooze, kill your beast. I bring in Primal Might. Oh yeah, I actually lose a game. I lost my first game. I standard way wasn't. Would you keep that? What do you think, Chad? I'm on the draw against Gruul. He kept 7. And I boarded down to only 1 wolf or 2 Troll King maybe? Let's see, how many Troll Kings in my deck? I only have like 3 6-drop, but I do have 2 Vivians to make up for it. Maul, keep, kind of split. I wouldn't ever keep that. You wouldn't? Bad keep. Yeah. That's so much air. Well, it has a lot of lands, obviously, but you need lands. I actually drew really well and then still lost because he had kind of the nuts. He had like double Bone Crusher. I drew Mammoth, I drew Henge. That was kind of interesting. He steals my Mammoth and basically I can like play a wolf, kill the 1/1, but then it goes like kind of poorly for me. I mean, maybe I can go Wicked Wolf, kill the 1/1, but then I think it's just too bad. Because then he just doesn't attack and then I have to attack into his Mammoth and then I also have to sack my food for the Crone War trigger. And like, I think if he like floods a bit or doesn't have like too much gas, I can... I draw my, I draw a second Wicked Wolf, so I like kill the Innkeeper. Because I'm gonna have that on tap and I'm gonna get back my Mammoth. And he actually makes a really weird attack here. I think he makes kind of a bad attack. It was super interesting. He attacked as if he had Embercleave. Because like, if he attacks with everything, I'm gonna attack forever. He attacks with everything, and then, which means that if he has Embercleave, if I block like a 1/1 and block Wolf on Lovestruck Beast, he has exactly 9. If I block the double 1/1, obviously he has. So I don't know why he did that. I was like, well, he probably has Embercleave or else he wouldn't be attacking like that, but I don't think I can win anyways if he has Embercleave, so I think if he has Embercleave and I block to survive, I lose like everything and like next turn I have the same problem. But then he just didn't. He still had Henge Bone Crusher, but then he had a bunch of... I almost felt like I was going to come back. And this is a spot where I don't know, it might be super result oriented, but I drew that Primal Might, and if that Primal Might was just, I This one I thought I might be okay. So that's Primal Might is like a feasting Troll King. I maybe just win. Because I have the oven, and then I have 2 wolves. I might still lose just because he has a henge and he gets rid of my henge. But yeah, if this was a Troll King, I mean, the might ends up being okay, but yeah, obviously the henge, I needed to top deck and I drew a couple lands in a row. Alright, and then I decided to like not have the fight cards, which I think makes sense on the play to have like less fight cards, because they're the one that have to react to your Love Struck Beast, so you can't Great Henge. But I think just in general, I feel like the fight cards, they're always awkward in the early turns because they're kind of clunky, or it's not always easy to, I don't know. And then later in the game, you'd just rather have a Troll King a lot of the time. I like Ramfru because it's a burn spell. That doesn't come up in this deck because you have very few trample creatures, and I've also had a lot of people mention like, oh, it's instant speed against Embercleave, but I don't feel that's like a scenario that comes up a lot. Why not Ugin? Because it's too expensive. Some people say you can bring in Ugin against food, but against Gruul, but I'd rather have good opening hands. You only board in the fight spells on the play. Yeah, but when you're on the play, honestly, if you just play your threats and curve out into stuff and you have castle in your deck, it's just so nutted to have like all proactive stuff. My draw is the nuts. So I draw a castle, play Love Struck Beast. He shoots my token. And then here, I don't know, I do that again, I tank forever, and I think like the play is just easy Brontodon go, which I do end up doing. I could get greedy and play the Goose. Like, it's not the end of the world if he Chrome Wars me, because Love Struck Beast can't attack. Like, if he Chrome Wars my Brontodon, I could have tapped out, because Love Struck Beast can't attack, Goose can just tap for mana, so you're not like losing too many creatures to the second trigger of the Chronowar. As my record was food 8-0. But my opponents missed a lot of third land drops, forced land drops, and whatnot, so take it for as a grain of salt. I think food had the worst win rate on day 1. I don't know how it ended up on day 2. He attacks here. I'm not sure what that attack's about. Oh yeah, I remember what that attack's about. He had Ooze. That made sense, actually. I was like, but just play Kogla. You don't even have to be scared of like a Chronowar, because if he steals Kogla, you kill the Chronowar Brontodon. If he steals Brontodon, you just attack and kill the Chronowar. So it's like such a good spot. And I'm going to show you the turn where I give him a chance to come back in the game. Play Goose, attack, Love Struck Beast. And this is where I like totally punt. Alright, what's the line, Chad? This one's kind of cool. Food at 41% day 1. Wasn't it 44? Yeah, Kogla is the nuts against Gruul. If you expect a lot of Gruul, you could play for Kogla in the sideboard, I think. Play the human, bounce Kogla, play it again. It gives indestructible. It's you bounce the human and Kogla gets indestructible for 2 mana. Where can I see the top 8? Probably on Twitter. I don't know if the main cast is still going on. No, it's not. Or you can go and watch the VOD of the main cast. Attack all, yeah. Tomorrow's all historic. Attack with Kogla, Wolf, leave Goose up. Make a human to give Kogla in the... Yeah, so the correct line was to play Love Struck Beast to have a human, then have 4 mana up, attack with Kogla and Wolf. And then, you know, if he blocks Kogla, I can pay 2, give it indestructible. If he blocks Wolf, I can make a food, give it indestructible. Because his life total, I mean, I'm gonna kill him. And then with this line, I get to keep Brontodon mana up as well. And then I end up doing... It could have worked out kind of well for me. I end up attacking with Kogla, which is like so bad against the Chrono War. I don't know, maybe at this point I'm just supposed to take the... I mean, at this point, yeah, and he makes the correct block. He was probably kind of confused. He was like, maybe I have another Kogla if I'm doing that, but then if I have another Kogla, he probably can never win. So, you know, I mean, you think like it's not that bad, right? I still get to play Vivian, play a land, I'm in good spot, but actually, he almost pieces something together. If he had like the perfect hand and stuff, and it got a little scary. Good of attack was Wolf and Kogla and then played Vivian. Why did I want to do that? Yeah, that was actually fine too. I don't know. That was like second best after playing a human first. I think just playing the human first is just super safe. It's like almost impossible to lose to Gruul when you have Brontodon and Kogla in play. And a human, there's almost nothing they can do. So they steal Brontodon. Thank God they don't have a follow-up. I still kind of had to get a bit lucky, I feel. Alright, I still end up winning because I think his next turn is like not super exciting. Then he had the Great Henge go. And then, yeah, I just flooded. But yeah, that turn was like really, really bad. That was like, I was like, if I lose like that, it's gonna be bad. Then that was 13. Yeah, I played 2 Ghouls, 2 Rogues. Maybe you saw the matches against PV, and I don't think I had too many tough decisions against PV or Andre. It was pretty straightforward. I don't know if anyone noticed to play in the feature matches that I did like something I did that was kind of bad, or I felt like my side was pretty easy to play. Yeah, I could have down-ticked Vivian to get a Brontodon and stuff, yeah, for sure. I mean, once I had Troll King there, it's probably like GG, but yeah, just for cap, yeah. They never featured me. I don't know why. They like secondary. They featured me at the end when I didn't even have a win in. I guess Andre did though. Because I would have made it like, let's see. That's 62%. So my breakers went down a bit. So even if I had lost, even if I had lost, I would have been at 33. My breakers actually went up, and usually when you win, your breakers are more likely to go down than up. So it would have been like here. So if Andre wins, Minguchi doesn't make top 8. Or Brad, maybe, if, I don't know. Because I still make top 8, and then Minguchi, so I don't know if you're watching, Minguchi, but you're welcome. It was totally for you that I did it. I totally knew that, oh, PV got daggered. Wow, it's the beginning of the end, chat. I'm calling it now. It's the end of PV's career. He got 9s. He's actually famous for, like, having